remove obstacles in between himself and the...
I like Scott.
That was perfect.
The correct answer is to snip the wires, and now none of them.
Yeah.
You take
No
the,
tools, people. No tools.
Hands. Just hands.
What if you just punch through the walls and
That's
then
right.
rewire the lights with your
You
bare
guys
hands?
heard the answer. Stop trying to redesign this riddle.
These are all just as good as the answer.
Been around for many moons. Just let
Scott,
it
give us
teach
a
its
riddle back.
wisdom.
It appears Scott looks like he's gone to sleep for the night.
Okay.
Must be East Coast.
East Coast.
Yep.
Massachusetts.
He did say, why don't you hurry up and just tell us where the plane is already, though.
Yeah, Bonnie. Gosh.
Sage advice from Scott.
Right, yeah.
Patient as always.
He knows more of your secrets. Like where the plane is.
He's a very independent guy. We're living in Rome. He's a teenager, and I'd say on a Friday night, what time are you coming home tonight, Scott? Not trying to give him a curfew. He'd pick me up, bonk my head on the ceiling, and say, "Don't worry, Mom, I'll be home in time for school on Monday."
Oh. Very confidence-inspiring as a parent, I'm sure.
Guy. Just kidding, of course. Very good kids. Scott's head of a company coming up with they've passed FAA approval now for a device for diabetes.
Ooh.
Oh.
FDA.
FDA, yeah.
Oh,
I was about to say.
FDA, not FAA, right?
Oh, it's like regulated to do in
Right.
the plane?
Yeah, FDA. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Gonna get out of this
sugar-driven
aviation
avionics.
mode here. That's funny.
That's a weird looking thing.
Yeah, the side stand's going on the right. Is that...
That's all part of that ridge feature.
On the
it
left
seems.
side, there's like a circular
Oh, on the
thing.
left.
Rock, rock.
Yeah. Rock, rock.
Rock, rock. Who's here?
Rock.
Raku.
Barack Obama?
See, I was expecting a Rock Hudson, but maybe that's
Oh.
a dated reference too.
Rock around the clock.
Yeah. Second reference today.
Oh, I hope it's pizza tonight.
Ooh.
Now we're all going to be disappointed instead of just you.
Summer.
I'm hoping it's teriyaki night after
Yeah,
you guys
there we
said.
go. That's in October.
Oh.
Do you guys have to do meal relief for the next watch? Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just enough time to sneak in a 30-minute power nap.
Yeah, it's going to
That's
do the
my
same
plan,
thing.
for
Yeah.
sure. I'm so tired. All these riddles wore me out. My brain juice is...
I think my favorite was the airplane one.
I'm so mad I ruined that. Because it's so good when you tell it right. Because you're like, there's a cabin in the mountains, and everybody inside, you know, it's like, there's enough food and water, and then people are guessing, like, well, like, they got a disease, and it's like, no, but, and then you're like, the cabin's an aircraft cabin.
I like riddles where there's only one answer.
That's fair.
I feel like we just did that.
No, you know what I mean? Like the
No?
I feel an argument
that's
brewing.
plausible. You could be like, yeah, well,
Right.
that's what happened. There was a disease. And then that's the end of that riddle. There's like other answers, you know.
Yes.
But Well, that sounds fun.
Right. So we gotta come up with riddles. I
That
only
work?
have one answer.
Maybe if you stipulate that they all perished at the same time,
Yeah.
that can narrow
Yeah.
it down.
Okay, we'll add that detail. I'm probably saying it wrong, even though I think I'm saying it right. So, but it ends, and that's nobody's guessing. Like, oh, the cabin is an airplane.
Next time.
Yeah, no, I should have prepped. Everyone's healthy.
Wait, where did the
They
stair
didn't die
one
of
come
disease.
from? Was that somebody wrote that in, or you had that
No,
one?
that was Google.
Ah.
What has 6 faces but does not wear makeup? It also has 21 eyes but cannot see.
Dice?
Ding, ding, ding.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
The 6 faces kind of. Well, that and
Yeah.
I'm holding a cube. That kind of helped.
Well, that and I have a gambling problem.
Oh, he's got every gadget widget over there.
This isn't mine. I found it on my desk when I came back to the boat.
It's something you would buy.
Wait, why
Oh,
are you
that's,
holding a cube?
That's Emily's, I think, because I have one over here.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Believe
so
so.
I got to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it back.
Miles brought one on, and now it's all I do. Click this thing.
I like spinning
Samuel-
the wheel.
Yeah.
Sam was out for a walk when it started to rain. He did not have an umbrella and he wasn't wearing a hat. His clothes were soaked, yet not a single hair in his head got wet. How did this happen?
He's
bald.
He was bald.
Oh man, I give up. All right, I got this next one, but it's about an airplane.
Is that the answer?
No. I was hoping. All right, before
What do you
Mount-
think they did on a 12-hour flight in 1938 to stay
Oh,
amused?
man.
I don't know.
This.
Trying to
Talk-
get through a
Probably.
4-hour watch or a 5-hour watch.
Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain on Earth?
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You've let me down, Google. They're too easy.
What stays in the corner and travels all over the world?
Somehow Lonnie.
Give up?
Stays in the
It's going to be
corner.
like sound or light or something like that. Echoes or something. But I
Stays
don't
in
know.
the
The corner
corner.
part's got me.
Yeah.
A stamp.
Ah.
There we go.
Man.
That's even getting to be a dated reference.
Ah.
Right, exactly.
I don't think it's that dated yet.
When's the last time you mailed an envelope, Peyton?
That's a good question. Hey, I'm not going to remember that off the top of my head.
It wasn't
you-
last week.
Have you ever?
Wasn't when you
I
paid your
have.
bills.
Okay.
Do you remember when you had to put an airmail sticker on your
Yeah.
envelope to pay extra and have it go by air?
I don't remember before zip codes, but like I remember that was quite a bit. Like I might have been in high school when they came out with 2-digit codes for states.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have that. You would either write the full state or. Unfortunately, I was from Pennsylvania, so I was like,
I don't
I
wanna learn
hated
all
that part of
this.
class. PENN period.
Peyton, did you ever try to get on the internet and have to tell everyone to get off the phone?
I don't think I lived through that period.
No.
Oh man.
The dial-up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never lived that. Yeah.
The screaming sound.
Or at least I don't remember it anymore.
What gets wetter the more it dries?
A towel.
Yes.
Oh.
Your
Gold
mic's
star to
sounding
Peyton.
a little Your mic's sounding a little fuzzy.
Both of you guys' mics are sounding
Same
like
with yours
really
now.
crackly.
Who dat?
Everyone in the back row, like our mics sound crackly to each other.
Huh.
No, it's only when you talk.
Yeah.
Let's see where you guys are at. -2, +3. Oh, +10. Oh, that's pretty normal for that one. So let me crank that down. See
There's
where
a
we are
fuzz
there.
pedal. Turn the fuzz pedal off.
That's the same. It's usually the SCF that contributes to that. That fancy dancy one they have.
So nice.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Still no?
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Peyton has a real loud crackle in my ear.
Yeah, yours has a bit of fuzz too.
Do you guys have them trimmed on your keypads? You probably don't know how to do that.
Nope.
And I didn't reset those crosspoint gains. Will that affect everybody? Yeah, I'm going to reset your... Oh, yeah, we do it at watch change anyway. I'll just do it now.
All right.
Load. Who's been feeding data into the IPOD device? That's you? Good, thanks.
You just spoke Spanish to me.
What? Yeah.
All right, your crosspoint gains are being reset.
Thank you, Ed.
Hold on. That jumped up. There we go. See if that makes any difference.
Is that still a ridge that we're seeing on the right side on side scan?
I think so.
You want to test it? Can I say something?
We can hear you. Say seashells. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, sure I can. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear up here.
Yeah, sounds great up here.
Perfect.
It's the same back here.
Huh.
Maybe it's your
Yeah,
headset.
well,
Because you guys sound fine.
yeah,
Up
everybody
front.
in the front row sounds fine.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
It still is fuzzy.
Sounds strange. Might have to try and recreate it between dives.
Okay.
Or see what Steven's watch has happen. I think he's up to bat next. Yeah, he always relieves me.
Welcome to our viewer from Spain. Hola.
Do we have anybody from Spain on board? Oh, he's not here now. We do have one of our navigators from Spain. Barcelona.
Yep.
Catalan.
One more riddle.
You always
Oh.
never have enough.
Bring it.
There's a log floating in a pond. On the log are 3 frogs. One decides to jump off. How many frogs are left on the log?
Could be 3, because he may not have done it yet. I'm right?
Oh yeah, decides to
Excellent.
jump off.
Oh, wow.
You only made the decision.
Oh.
Didn't jump. Score.
That's what happens when an SCF gets lucky.
Yeah, that was good. I would not have gone there.
I think I'm good at riddles like that because listening is one of the things that helps me stay married. So, I always listen as if it's a riddle. Actually, I listen as if there's going to be a test. So it's like,
That's an ongoing learning curve, Ed.
Yes.
like, all right, so you're getting a haircut next Friday at 4 p.m.
Your internal Siri puts
I
it
know.
on the calendar.
Yeah.
You're just an attentive guy.
Try and listen very carefully. I can't remember anything, so I have to write everything down, but I can listen. And with what we're doing up here, if you ever hear the vidiots, you hear us speaking amongst one another. It's like super complex. You know, you have to really listen when somebody's telling you anything about this system.
Yeah.
I took the cable from C4P39 and I'm putting it over through the AJA now because the Blackmagic wasn't processing it, so it's coming in at patch V1 upper 27.
10-4.
Spanish.
Speaking of which, hey,
Did
I
you
took
catch
the
that?
He needs you to do that now.
video's going off comms.
Hey, we're almost passing by where 19 was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some nice looking rock.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I feel like I need some rock jokes or riddles. So Lonnie, do you have any more stories that are not classified?
Yeah, but I think our watch is almost up.
Oh.
Get 10 minutes. Tell a good story in 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Are you friends with Jane Goodall personally?
I have met her. Her headquarters is actually in Vienna, Virginia, about 20 minutes from where I live. She's an incredible woman. She spends most of her time on an airplane traveling to talk about conservation and promote her causes, world's causes. Very kind woman.
Bye.
Yo, catch up.
That target's a bit strange.
I
right?
don't have any idea what that
No.
alien hieroglyphic
Right,
is,
yeah,
but
it's a bit odd.
it doesn't have a shadow. Well, except for around the sides. Do you want me to mark it?
Just mark it just to look at it.
Okay.
This is target 23.
You tell us.
30 meters to port. Or sorry, to starboard.
Starboard.
$23. Is that correct?
23.
23.
Peyton, don't even ask me how to describe that.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I'm still gonna need you to.
Doesn't
don't
appear.
know.
Yeah.
It looks like a alien electricity monster.
Looks like a molar or something.
Yeah.
That a new dive target?
All right, all done.
Thank you.
And then do you change the file name between?
I did, so we're now on 14.
Great. All right. So I'm just gonna write.
Electricity monster / molar is absolutely fine. Yes?
Hello everyone, we just switched our watch, and this is Valeria in the communications.
Yeah. I told you I'd print you out the bingo. We'll do it for the morning. We'll change it around so it's not all the things we talk about. Oh, yep. Yeah, so we got a little over 10 minutes. We'll stop again and start our turn.
How many lines have we done so far, Chris?
Let me see. Looks like we are completing our 5th line.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're on line 14, but we're not doing them in order.
Right.
Nav, I see they filled you in there. We're going to go north 1 line.
Yes.
Cool. There's a bit of a rise there, it looks.
Yeah, little hilly area at the end. Yeah, Rennie keeps changing up his turn strategy on me, so.
Well, he doesn't want you to compete with him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep having to wing it.
Always trying to keep you on your toes so you don't get perfect at it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, with this line right at the beginning here, I might get 2 shots this watch.
Yeah, maybe. You guys are just too gung-ho. Now we're dropping a target here. It's about 30 meters to starboard.
30 to starboard, roger.
Yeah, if you don't mind. When you're done. .5 meters, 14 meters long, 6 meters wide. Yeah, I think it's a rock, but it's worth saving. We now have 2 target 23s.
Oh, I can change that. I looked at him like, all right, 23. Next one's 24.
And I typed 23.
23.
Fortunately, Hypax. Hey, just whacked me with her sleeve. Oh.
All right, thank you.
Fortunately, HiPAC doesn't freak out if you name something the same as something else.
I didn't save that. Stop yelling at me.
Can you bring up the screen for the file name, please?
For what?
The file name.
Are you good with this?
Yes.
Okay. Save, and it's still 03, or is
Yeah.
003?
Now it's angry at me. Oh, there's the box. Okay.
Right, thank you.
There we go.
Very good.
All right.
I worked with a navigator once who would mark in HiPAC where we saw things like coral and sponges and stuff, and he would mark where we saw fish. And I was like, you know that they move, right? And he was like, yeah, but it's so we can like timestamp where in the video. I was like, yeah, that's what event log's for. Marking in the navigation is really not helpful.
Yeah, no,
because they move.
We've only been doing samples.
Yeah. It was a bit target happy for HiPAC for my liking.
Yeah.
I appreciated the effort, but I thought it might just confuse things. Like, yeah, that fish isn't going to be there if you try to find it again. Hey. Guys, I'm going to log this one. So this will be 25.
Where is this one at?
Oh, it's like 80 meters starboard.
Roger.
Is there a description for this target?
Description is
that floating through the
linear
water?
with
what?
Is that stuff on the
things that
bottom,
look
or
like maybe
it looks like it's in the water column?
I think it's just like bits of rocks.
And there's
a lot of
scour
sediment all
there's
around.
scour around it too.
Oh,
it
okay.
looks. But there's not
Yeah,
much shadow, but
maybe.
it was far out, so.
Yeah, it is rock.
And is this the same file name?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a slope here.
Are you good with this?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they've got. I just noticed that the range is different on this.
Oh.
Range is, oh.
Good catch.
Hey, Nav.
40 meters to go. This is like a fun game, like a countdown, see how close you can stop it.
Yep.
See if I can get a better turn than Rennie. Bridge, nav. Of course we hold position. Thank you.
Hey guys, not to distract just everybody, but there's a completely full rainbow out to on our starboard. Just in case you wanted to maybe move the camera over or something, one of the cams over.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can get there. Oh, there's the end of it. There's the edge of it. There you got it.
Cool.
Part of it, yeah. Is that a
front coming
looks like a front coming through, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You got about 30 seconds before you want to make a run for it.
Wow, that's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. There's someone there taking pictures.
Oh, look at that. On second thought, don't go running outside to see the rainbow because you're about to get wet.
Nice.
That's very cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, so the virus scan had finished downloading, so I hit run and it got all happy and was like, okay. Like, all right, well.
Now it has to do its thing.
Now it has to do its thing, which it's scanning the entire computer, which is going to take a long time. So, but then I'll be good to go and start processing this data, these data,
These datas.
Yay.
all the data.
Daters. Dater taters.
Do we need food?
No more food.
No more food, yeah. Good
Yeah,
morning
wait,
to the people
it's been
in
more
the
than an hour
UK.
since I've eaten. Wait.
It's very early for you. Thanks for following us. So there's a question about like what are the major differences between what we will find at a plane wreck compared to a ship, and I guess that depends on the location, the depth, and the characteristics of the place we find it, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, we have a question about what would be the major differences between what we will find at a plane wreck compared to a ship, for example, and I guess that depends on the location, the depth, and the characteristics of the place we find.
Well, one of the big differences is the materials that they're made of. So ships are made of fairly strong steel, and they're meant to be in a marine environment. Aircraft are not. So often they're they're usually aluminum with very light skins covering it. In some cases, actually, for historic aircraft, they're fabric or canvas covering. So they often don't withstand some of the environment underwater. So like the USS Macon was the airship that sank off of Monterey Bay, California. We looked at it in 2015 with Nautilus, and Megan was on board actually for that as well. And it was significantly more deteriorated than the last time that they had looked at it. I think Monterey Bay had a few years before that, or maybe in the late 2000s. Anyway, but some of the aircraft down where Paul Allen's Petrel Group found the USS Lexington, the aircraft carrier from the Battle of Coral Sea, the planes were very well preserved. So it depends on the environment. If it's a shallower, warmer, sunnier environment, there's more biological activity that affects it. But planes typically are not built to withstand the marine environment the way that ships are. So also, I mean, a ship's hull is just much thicker than a plane's construction, for example. So corrosion takes longer to impact a ship. So those are some of the big differences. But you're right, it does matter on when it went down, where it went down, water depth, and a lot of other environmental conditions.
So after 81 years, do we expect to have like a lot of corrosion and damages?
Well, so the good news for the Simone Clipper is that it's deep. So we're at over 3,200 meters out here. And the Lexington was, I think, something over 4,000 meters, which is, it's similar. It's well below the photic layer where a lot of the biological activity takes place. So I think we're looking at a fairly deep and stable marine environment, rather as opposed to one that's fairly dynamic like the shallower waters around the coast. One thing that could impact it is, we're seeing a lot of rocks which are slumping down from the Samoan Islands. So there is a possibility of some burial. I don't think enough that would cover it, but over time things will be slumping down this slope and could impact the site. But I think we're looking at fairly good likelihood of fairly good preservation given its depth.
So how did you guys decided about the grid that we're scanning now? It was based on the last time they saw the plane, right?
Yeah, so there's there's just witness accounts of seeing it crash from different points on American Samoa, as well as the reports of there's an aircraft that went out to look for it, and a Navy ship, the Avocet, that went out, and they found some debris on the surface, as well as an oil slick that they said seemed to be coming from the seabed. So that was the information that went into the position that was reported in the accident report. So we used that, and then the positioning of the lines was a combination of our survey ability, which we kind of, once we got Argus on the seabed, we adjusted that based on the range we were getting with the sonar, and then also the wind direction. So yesterday was a lot windier than today. We had like 26 knot winds, whereas today's 11, so it's much better. But we adjusted the lines to be in and out of the wind rather than having the wind broadside to the ship, and so that was some of the things that went into determining this grid.
Bridge nav. Request we step to port to the selected target. Thank you.
In a couple minutes, when Argus gets into the line, I'm going to switch the file over.
To the turn file.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have another camera.
So Mike, do you think at that depth the levels of oxygen are so low that that would impact the corrosion level?
No, I don't think the oxygen would be low in this part. There's some anoxic or suboxic parts of the ocean, like oxygen limited areas, like off of California, in the deep water, but I don't think that's the case out here. I wouldn't expect that.
So at one point we were going to rescan over targets 12 and 13. How did that turn out?
It turned out it didn't happen. I think they had issues with Argus kind of kiting around and didn't quite make it over.
Gotcha.
So I guess it's on the to-do list still. But we'll, after we continue this for a bit more, we'll kind of assess which targets are priorities and design like a mapping survey to go over them again.
Yeah, by the ship's track line here, it looks like the ship struggled a little bit too.
Yeah.
Making the turn.
It's because you weren't on watch.
I know. It's shucks.
So good night to the campers in California, and Godspeed in your exploration of the Santa Barbara Channel tomorrow. We hope you guys see some awesome wells and keep following us. Stay tuned.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was just thinking, like, as we were going, it's like, I don't know, was it now 11:30 on the East Coast?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no chance that anyone's up
Come
from...
on, East Coasters, tell him he's wrong.
Oh,
Who from the East Coast is still watching?
Oh, we have some people from the East Coast watching.
Oh, I'm sure. We had someone, what was it? It was like in England at like 3 a.m. for them.
Totally, there are some people from the UK here. And from the Netherlands as well.
I applaud all of you for staying up.
And also from Spain and South America.
Here comes all the hilly stuff.
Yep. I don't think the tether's that long.
Alright guys, I'm going to end this line. Let's switch to a turn line.
Yeah, it's pretty steep here, so we might have to be a little conservative with our
That's fine.
altitude
That's
for
why
the
we-
turn.
Yeah, that's why we switched the file, so we can always throw it out if it's no good.
So do we have Argus in between 10 and 20 meters still, or it's
We've been working 15 to 20, but we're in a pretty steep area, so
Okay.
we have to kind of be careful because we don't want to, you know, hit any slopes or anything. Especially now that we're turning.
Bridge nav. Request we start stepping to port towards the start of the selected line. You can go ahead and change heading as needed. Thank you.
Thanks for following us from Florida.